Greetings and welcome to week one of the course in Interpretation of Academic and Vocational Information in the field of vocational evaluation. My name is Fran Smith. I'm going to be your main instructor for this course. I've been in the field of vocational evaluation for a number of years, although I have not practiced of recent as much. I have been closely affiliated with the program at George Washington University as well as a practitioner in the field. This brief period, I want to just kind of acquaint you with some of the particulars of the course and have a chance for you to see me and get a chance to know a little bit about why I'm going to be providing this course. I have a doctorate degree in higher education administration from GW University. I also was one of the first two graduates of Dr. LeConte's CVET Collaborative Vocational Evaluation Training Program at GW University, and I have my EDS in Transition Special Ed. I provided you a link to my current blog, which you'll note that I've been very passionate in the work I've done in the field of universal design for learning for the last 10 years, and I actually teach graduate courses in that field for the department. So if that's something of interest of you, I would entertain sharing that information with you later and pointing you in that direction. So again, this period of the module for this week, I want to just have a chance to kind of acquaint you with three key areas. First, who am I and what do I bring to this online community, and a chance for you to do that same thing. Second module, we'll have a chance to ground your prior understanding of vocational evaluation and career assessment, which is critical and a prerequisite to this course. So most of you, I think, have taken that. I think it's referred to as SPED 230 at GW University. So that will be an opportunity for you to review the key points, and we have several articles that we'd like you to review and read as well. And then the third part of the module that you'll have a chance to review is related to what online tools can I use to support and share my understanding. So take a chance, take a moment to look at all of these, review the readings, think about the material, look at the resources, and then you'll have assignments each week that you'll go back to and complete prior to the next week. So in this slide, it's just a chance for you to kind of get the big picture about what we're going to do each week. Forgive me as my eyes dart back and forth, but recording these sessions requires you to focus on the center of the screen and look back and forth at your slides to read. But if you'll look at this particular slide, each week we'll have an online module, such as this one, to introduce you to the key elements of the topical area. You'll receive and review salient points about that topic, seminal readings in the field, encourage you to dig deeper in the literature if that's of interest, and offer resources that you can explore. You'll also have, which we think is one of the best parts of this course, the opportunity to take advantage of listening to an expert in the field. And we've had some opportunities to interview some current and previous leaders in the field of vocational evaluation who have practiced for a number of years and are going to share some of their best practices and some of the files they use, some of their experiences that'll give you a chance to glean from that and apply those to the knowledge you're learning. Each of these interviews with these experts will have a similar tone to them unless we've gone and asked someone to present a specific presentation. But again, there'll be an interview each week, and we have reached out to the community across some names and people that you may be very, very familiar with. You'll also be asked to reflect each week on what you've read and what you're learning with this material in your personal blog, and we'll give you some information on how to do that later. We'll be using WordPress as the tool for you to develop these blogs and to post your weekly reflections. So if you're not real familiar with these technologies, rest assured we'll provide you with all the support you need to make that a successful experience. And finally, in addition, each week we'll have you apply that knowledge in developing either a written section of the report, a synthesis of what you're learning, or develop a resource that can be shared with your colleagues. Writing is a fundamental skill in this field and one we want you to polish during this class. And writing is a fundamental skill in being a successful vocational evaluator. There's really no way around that. We will provide you with a number of resources and tools that you can consider to use. We certainly hope to build the foundation that you need to make this a successful process. But if you're not a good writer, you have some resources here that can allow you to practice and brush up on that skill. But it's something that you have to be successful in this profession. So as you look at the bottom of this slide, again, you'll be approaching things each week by reading and reviewing, reflecting on your reading, and then applying that knowledge to development of the report. So who am I and what do I bring to this community? As I mentioned, my name is Fran Smith. I actually began working in the field of vocational evaluation in 1978 in North Carolina. I was working in a sheltered workshop and actually started that through a counseling internship in the field of psychology. So it was a big surprise to me when I arrived at the sheltered workshop to find so many varied and differing individuals with lots and lots of disabilities coming from various situations and settings. It was quite an experience, and it was a wonderful opportunity that parlayed my future into the career of vocational evaluation. During that time, I started some of my initial graduate coursework, taking courses at East Carolina University under Dr. Stephen Thomas. Then moved to Virginia in 1984 and began to continue my career working in several different situations, and more predominantly at that time in public school settings. I began my graduate work at George Washington University in 1985, finished that degree in 1986, and went on to get an EDS in Transition Special Education at GW. During that period, I worked in Fairfax County Public Schools as a vocational evaluator, and then continued to share that expertise as a position of a vocational assistive technology specialist for the county for approximately 7 years. So I've had a lot of opportunity to work with most individuals in rehabilitation settings and in schools. My vocational evaluation reports have varied from a brief exploration that might have taken 6 hours and have a targeted goal for someone who might be considering vocational training or employment or post-secondary options, to a report that has been in a Social Security hearing for an individual who is looking for a Social Security disability. My reports have been in due process hearings with public school situations. My reports have been used throughout a transition process for students in their high school years. I plan to share some of those examples with you during the course and interject some tricks that I've used with using both assistive technology, and the overarching umbrella of universal design for learning, which for the last 11 years has been a real focus of my interest and research. We have a couple of reports that you can read that are national positions that both VCAP and VWA have gone on record with over the years about the importance of assistive technology and universal design for learning in the field. So that's a little bit about me. I look forward to working with you throughout this course, and I hope you enjoy the next 8 weeks. Thanks.